The right seems to think that one of the big ways they can attack Kamala Harris is on the border, on the topic of immigration. Well, now she's fighting back with ads like this.
Kamala Harris has spent decades fighting violent crime. As a border state prosecutor, she took on drug cartels and jailed gang members for smuggling weapons and drugs across the border. As vice president, she backed the toughest border control bill in decades. And as president, she will hire thousands more border agents and crack down on fentanyl and human trafficking. Fixing the border is tough. So is Kamala Harris.
Okay, so look, if you believe that the situation at the border is super important, more needs to be done, then I think that's a good way to spin Harris and her past, her work experience before she got, into the Senate or whatever, focused on the border. I think there's a lot of progressives who don't necessarily like the Democrats moving in this harsher, more like sort of traditionally Republican direction on the border. But that said, that's the politics of this election, and the Harris campaign seems to understand that. The only note that I would make, and then Danielle, I want your thoughts on this, is I think any opportunity you have when talking about the border, talking about immigration, to remind everyone that Donald Trump killed the border bill specifically to create chaos that he could exploit in the election. I just want you to repeat that as much as you possibly can. But that said, this was an ad that wasn't just saying Trump will be bad on the border, and the Harris campaign and Democrats get a lot of attacks for only focusing on Trump. This was more about who she is and what she'll do. So I like to see that in general, even if I don't necessarily like the politics of this. But what do you make of that ad and the strategy?
I mean, I think that the ad is strong. Like I think that you have to go on the offense of things that they're going to try and fight you on or call you out on. And the reality is that, Donald Trump, just if he had been a strategic politician, could have had the immigration bill passed and said that he got it done. Right? He would have been able, he could have done that and said, and been on TV saying, I'm urging Republicans to get this done. And it's because of me that this has happened. Because it's egocentric anyway, but he decided to torpedo it because he wanted to create the chaos. So they have to own that. But I think that, again, showcasing her as the person that gets things done, that is the prosecutor that will take things to the mat, like she looks strong. And once again, Donald Trump looks like the king of chaos.
That is a great point, because he has done the thing that you're saying on stuff like the stock market going up, or like stuff that he has no effect on. But if he had done it in this case, a case could be made that if he hadn't hyper focused on the border, that this wouldn't have happened. So that's a great point, that he kind of would have had a plausible case here and could have shown strength. But instead, he set himself up potentially to suffer a lot in this election. Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.